Good morning, this is Kasturi De. Today I am going to continue the endocrine system in humans, the chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. So I discussed about the introduction of these endocrine glands, what are hormones, what are endocrine system, what are endocrine glands, then about the pituitary gland, then thyroid gland, and I was discussing about I told you about thyroxine, and now I'm going to start with calcitonin, the second hormone which is secreted by the thyroid gland. Okay, so calcitonin, that is secreted by thyroid gland, and the secretion is stimulated by elevated calcium levels in the blood. Okay, when their calcium level rises in the blood, that stimulates the calcitonin to be secreted from the thyroid gland. It stimulates the thyroid gland to secrete calcitonin. Okay, then it reduces the calcium concentration in the blood, opposing the action of the parathyroid hormone. When the parathyroid hormone is a hormone which is secreted by parathyroid gland, and that has the function to elevate the calcium level, to increase the calcium level in the blood, and this calcitonin, it opposes the action of the parathyroid hormone, and it reduces the calcium concentration in the blood. Okay, when the calcium concentration in the blood is increased by the parathyroid hormone, calcitonin gets released from the thyroid gland, or rather it stimulates the thyroid gland to release calcitonin, which in turn lowers the concentration of calcium in the blood. Indirectly, it increases the mineralization and the synthesis of the bone matrix. Low levels of calcitonin leads to osteopenia. Okay, osteo means bones and penia means pain. So it's a pain due in the bones. So osteopenia is led by low levels of calcitonin in the blood. Then hypocalcemia, when there is high levels of calcitonin in the blood, that leads to hypocalcemia, that is calcium quantity is coming down in the blood. Okay, this low levels of calcitonin, that is calcitonin is less in the blood, that leads to osteopenia, and high levels of calcitonin in the blood leads to hypocalcemia, that is calcium level in the body is coming down. Okay, next is parathyroid gland. This is another gland which is, there are 4 small glands. See, these are yellow colored glands present as buttons. Okay, these are present as buttons at the back side of the posterior surface of the thyroid gland on either side. I told you thyroid gland has 2 lobes, so these 2 lobes these parathyroid glands, these 2 lobes have happened, these parathyroid glands in their backside of the thyroid gland. Okay, and this secretes, these yellow colored parathyroid glands, these secrete parathormone. Okay, this regulates the calcium and phosphorus metabolism. It affects the growth of the bones, muscular concentration, contraction, and activity of the nerves. Okay, muscular contraction, the muscle contraction, and activity of the nerves, how the nerves are acting. So these are controlled by the parathormone that is released by the parathyroid glands. Next we come to pancreas. Now the pancreas I told you, it has a dual function. It is a dual gland. It behaves as exocrine gland as well as an endocrine gland. I told you I will tell you which portion of the pancreas behave as exocrine and which portion behaves as endocrine glands. Now it is this pancreatic gland that is situated in the loop of the duodenum and the stomach, just behind the stomach. Okay, in the loop of this just see, this is the stomach and this is the duodenum, back of the and behind the stomach, and between the loop of this is the loop, you can see this is the loop, and here in this loop, this U-shaped portion, okay, in this loop there is the pancreatic gland. Okay, I told you this is a glandular organ and it behaves like a dual gland. Both exocrine and endocrine function is there. Exocrine components is ducts of Acini. These yellow colored, this blue colored are blue colored dots. These are islets of Langerhans, and these ducts, okay, these ducts are ducts of Acini, which is the pancreatic fluid. These ducts are the contain the pancreatic fluid, which contains the enzymes, digestive function, that is exocrine component, which is the exocrine function which releases enzymes, and endocrine component are the islets of Langerhans. These blue colored dots you can see, these blue colored dots, these are islets of Langerhans which behave as endocrine glands. Now these release two types of hormones, that is insulin and glucagon. Okay, two types of hormones are released by islets of Langerhans, that is insulin and glucagon. Next is insulin. Now insulin regulates the glucose level in the blood. What does it do? It converts extra glucose which is present in the blood into glycogen and store it in the liver. Okay, and the under secretion, when the insulin production in the body is less, when there is secretion of insulin which is less in amount in the body, that leads to hyperglycemia or diabetes mellitus. You have heard of blood sugar, that is diabetes mellitus or hyperglycemia. Okay, that is more of glucose in the blood, accumulation of glucose in the blood, excretion of glucose along with urine, that is coming out of sugar in the urine, weakness and weight loss, loss of water from the body through excess urine. The person having diabetes goes to urinate very frequently. Okay, so this is loss of water from the body through excess urine. He or she may feel thirsty very often. So these are the symptoms of diabetes mellitus or hyperglycemia, which is due to the under secretion of insulin. Okay, next is over secretion of insulin, that is hypoglycemia. More of insulin is produced in the body, which may lead to dissipation of glucose level in the blood, that is glucose level in the blood comes down, and this may lead to insulin shock. Okay, a person may die also due to insulin shock. Okay, too much of glucose is lost from the blood. Okay, so that may lead to death also. Next is glucagon, the second hormone that is released by pancreas. Glucagon, this stimulates the breakdown of glucose of glycogen to glucose. See, insulin changes glucose in the blood to glycogen and stores it in the liver. And glucagon does the opposite thing. That is, it when the body requires glucose, it breaks down the glycogen in the liver, and it releases that broken glycogen, that is to glucose in the blood. Okay, where there is fall of glucose level in the blood, when there is a fall of glucose level in the blood, that time it breaks down the glycogen and releases the glucose into the blood. So the sugar level in the blood increases, its body gets stabilized. Next we come to adrenal glands. Okay, now adrenal glands are two glands which are located on the top of the kidney. See, the conical shaped glands, two conical shaped glands are present on the top of the kidneys. These are the two bean shaped kidneys, and above the kidneys, on the top of the kidneys, you can find two conical structures. These are the adrenal glands. This is the right adrenal gland. This is the left adrenal gland. Okay, it has two parts. This adrenal gland, if there is a cross section, you can see the outer portion is the cortex and the middle one is the medulla. Now these two portions, the cortex and medulla, these release three types of hormones. Okay. The cortex releases adrenal cortex, that is adrenal cortex releases cortisone hormone, and adrenal medulla releases two types of hormone, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, these two hormones, that is adrenaline and noradrenaline, they work in coordination. Okay, they work together, work in coordination. Okay. So cortisone hormone, that is secreted, I told you, by adrenal cortex. It regulates the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, fats and minerals. Okay, it regulates the salt and water balance in the body. It helps to adapt the body to conditions of extreme heat and cold. Okay, when there is extreme heat and cold, the temperature is lowered down. Okay, like that, vice versa. This is how the cortisone helps to adapt the body to extreme cold and heat and cold, and it also regulates the salt and water balance, metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats and minerals. Okay, next we come to this adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenaline is known as emergency hormone. It is secreted by, I told you, adrenal medulla. This is secreted when body is under stress situation. Okay, situation are involved in intense exercise, when you're doing lots of exercise, hard working. Okay, that physical exercise, physical work is done by your body, or your body is under stress condition situation. That time what happens is adrenaline is released by the adrenal gland. It increases the heart rate, blood pressure, blood sugar level, rate of respiration. Okay, and so it prepares the body for fight, that is to face danger, and or flight, or to run away from it. Okay, so during emergency situation, what happens? Either you fight the situation or you run away from it. So for these two conditions, your body is being excited by this adrenaline hormone. This noradrenaline is also of the same function. As I told you, they both act in coordination. So it has almost the same function that of adrenaline. It also promotes vasoconstriction, same function, and work in coordination with adrenaline. So I stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the chapter in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box. And if you can also give suggestions how to improve my videos so that it can help you more in your studies. And also, if you like the video, press the like button so that it can produce some more enthusiasm in me, and I can produce some more interesting videos for you. And also, if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.